Number 10. This Hollaback Girl was produced in the 2000s by the biggest names in the game: Dr. Dre, the Neptunes, Akon. That led to major hits like The Sweet Escape, Hollaback Girl, and her collabs with Eve on Rich Girl and Let Me Blow Your Mind. Before all that, Gwen Stefani was in the band No Doubt, which she started with her brother, Eric Stefani. No Doubt had a solid debut with the massive hit Don't Speak, a breakup song about Gwen and bassist Tony Kanal, who kept playing together in the band even after they split. The difference in success between her solo career and No Doubt isn't a long one, but it's there. But not thanks to her latest country album Bouquet, which flopped hard and got hit with mixed reviews.
Number 9. Wyclef Jean, Pras, and Lauryn Hill were the Fugees, a powerful rap group with a sound that stood out. Wyclef, who led most of the production, infused the music with his Haitian roots, and it clicked perfectly. In 1996, they dominated the charts with their album, The Score. After that, the members of the Fugees all went solo. Lauryn made only one album, but it was huge. The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill won her 5 Grammy Awards. She later said she found the industry too fake, too commercial, and creatively limiting. She didn't want to make a second Miseducation just because people expected it. To Rolling Stone, she said, "The myth that I haven't released music in all these years isn't really accurate. I have unreleased music that fans would probably appreciate, but the machine doesn't really support that kind of independence."
Number 8. Peter Gabriel was the original singer of Genesis, a British prog rock band known in the 1970s for complex music and theatrical shows. With surreal stories and wild costumes, Gabriel shaped both the sound and image of the band. He left the band in 1975 for personal reasons. He later said, "I didn't want to be a rock star, I just wanted to be a dad." As a solo artist, he developed a strange and powerful sound. His first 4 albums were untitled, later nicknamed Car, Scratch, Melt, and Security. With songs like Salisbury Hill, Biko, and Games Without Frontiers, he proved he could stand on his own. In 1986, he had a huge breakthrough with the album So, featuring Sledgehammer and In Your Eyes.
Number 7. Her name is Gloria. That's a Van Morrison song, right? Yes, he wrote and sang it, but it was released by the band Them, which he was in from 1964 to 1966. After leaving Them, pun intended, in late 1966, Van Morrison started his solo career right away. His early solo years were messy, but rich with ideas. He moved from gritty R&B
and everything looks so complete
to more spiritual jazzy music.
Alright, man. Got a fine sense of humor. Alright.
In 1968, he released Astral Weeks, which critics from Rolling Stone, Mojo, and The Guardian often call one of the most spiritual and artistically deep albums ever made. It still ranks high on lists of the greatest albums of all time.
Number 6. Did Clapton ever play in a band? Yes, of course. The Yardbirds, Cream, and Derek and the Dominoes. He never stayed long, though. He often clashed with the musical direction, got bored with routines, and wanted more creative freedom. He once said, "I just got tired of being in bands, too many opinions, and none of them as good as mine." Clapton didn't need a band. Slowhand wasn't just a guitarist. He was also a gifted songwriter, which set him apart from players like Jeff Beck. Clapton didn't just shred. He wrote songs that crossed genres and topped charts, like Layla, Tears in Heaven, and Wonderful Tonight. Definitely a class of his own.
Number 5. Rod Stewart started out as a street performer. Ron Wood once said about that period of time, "He looked like a tramp, a hobo, with a coat down to his ankles, scruffy shoes, and that wild rooster haircut." Rod Stewart and Ron Wood later joined the Jeff Beck Group and recorded the brilliant album Truth. After that band split, they moved to the Faces and scored hits like Stay With Me. But Rod had more success on his own. He scored over 60 hits in the UK and 27 in the US, with his biggest run between 1971 and 1984. His personal life was just as busy. He married 3 models and had 8 kids with 5 women. A personal favorite of the boys next door.
Number 4. When Peter Gabriel left Genesis in 1975, the band needed a singer. Drummer Phil Collins stepped up. With him out front, Genesis shifted toward pop and scored huge hits like Invisible Touch and I Can't Dance. They became more popular than ever, but Collins was just getting started. As a solo artist, he became even bigger than the band. With hits like In the Air Tonight, Against All Odds, and Another Day in Paradise, Collins sold over 100 million records. His voice, his drums, and his melodies made him the sound of the 1980s. He didn't just take over for Gabriel. He outgrew Genesis completely.
Number 3. She started as the front woman of the Supremes, but in 1970, Diana Ross left the group. As she later said, "I didn't leave the Supremes. I just left the name behind." Her solo career took off right away. Ain't No Mountain High Enough hit number 1 and marked her rise from group singer to global star. She kept scoring hits in the 1970s and 80s, including Upside Down, Endless Love, and I'm Coming Out, which became an anthem in the gay community. Ross didn't need a group. She was the show. Bigger than the Supremes, bigger than Motown. Diana Ross became a legend on her own terms.
Number 2. Beyoncé broke through with Destiny's Child, but went solo in 2003 and proved she was much more than a group singer. With albums like Dangerously in Love, Lemonade, and Renaissance, she became a global star who keeps pushing herself forward in music, visuals, and message. She married Jay-Z, not the best looking, but definitely the most successful rapper in the world, and together they built a cultural empire. Beyoncé mastered every genre she touched: pop, R&B, hip-hop, gospel, and most recently country. While others follow trends, she sets them. She does it all on her own terms, with style, power, and perfect timing. She started in a group, but became something much bigger than that.
Number 1. Michael Jackson began as a child star in the Jackson 5, alongside his brothers. With hits like I Want You Back, ABC, and I'll Be There, they ruled the charts in the early 1970s. But Michael stood out. His voice, his moves, his stage presence. You knew he was meant for more. In the 1980s, he became the biggest pop star in the world. Albums like Off the Wall, Thriller, and Bad Broke Records. Billie Jean, Beat It Thriller. He changed pop, videos, and live shows forever. Pharrell once said, "All I ever did was take Michael Jackson's songs and make them worse." A humble and witty way of showing how much he was inspired by the king of pop. But with fame came strange behavior. His pale skin, the plastic surgeries, Neverland, masks, pet chimps, and lots of court cases. From child prodigy to superstar to strange legend, Michael Jackson became larger than life.